Welcome. This video is to demonstrate how to sign up for hosting services through hostmonster.com. As you can see, I'm on the syllabus, and in the hosting block there is a link to hostmonster.com. So coming and clicking upon that link should direct me to hostmonster.com's website, and on this particular page you can see a list of all of the services that this particular hosting company provides. Keep in mind that they do meet all of the requirements for the course in terms of hosting. In order to get started to sign up for hosting at this point, you can go ahead and look down through this, and at the bottom of the page is this red button that says sign up now. Just go ahead and click on it. Once you have done so, the first step in their sign-up process is to determine if the web domain name that you would like for your site is available. Now, the domain name that you choose should somehow correlate with whatever this site that you're building is intended to do. So if you were running a business, it would obviously be the business name. If you're building a site for yourself, it could very well be your name. But in most cases, you probably do not already own a domain name, so you'll start here on the left with the title, I need a domain. So you would click in the white box and enter whatever the domain name was that you were looking for. So let's just say that you were looking for something called samplesite.com. You would type sample site in. This is a drop-down menu, so you could choose whatever the domain type is that you wanted, but let's just say it's .com, and you would click next. What it then does is it checks to see if that name is available or has already been taken, and as you can see, it indicates that this has already been taken, and so you could not use it. It does offer some suggestions. I have found in my experience that the suggestions are rather lame and you probably aren't too attentive to them. So let's change this slightly. I'm going to put in sample student site. Again, I'm just going to leave it at .com for this example. Click next. And now, as it does the checking, it should come back and tell me again if it's available or not. In this case, it is available, and it has already somewhat reserved it at this point. It tells me that I could add others if I wanted to for $10 a piece. There's no need to do so. You can just ignore that. Now you're actually signing up. Now keep in mind that this is for the domain name and your hosting. So first name would get entered, last name, whatever country you happen to be a citizen of. Now the street address, the city, the state, and the zip code are critical, because here in a moment you're going to be asked to indicate how you're going to pay for this. It requires you to use a credit card or PayPal, and in either of those cases, your name and your address must match the credit card. So please be sure that that's what you've entered here. Phone numbers, mobile numbers, and email address, and this email address is critical that it's accurate and one that you can actually have access to. So you're going to fill in the account information. You do not need Pro package, so you can skip all of this. Now, out there on their website, if you'd looked around, you would have found that they would offer you this $5.95 price, but this is for 24 months. If you click this, you'll notice that the lowest price that they offer is $6.95, but that is times 12 because you're signing up for a 1-year period. And so when you select that, it'll change the amount down here underneath. You do not need to have site lock security, so you can turn that off. You don't need the backup, and you don't need privacy. I mean, those are nice in some situations, but for what we're building, you don't need them. If at some point in the future you decided to get really serious and wanted to add them, you can always add them back in. So making these changes, you'll notice now that the total price for 1 year's worth of hosting plus the domain name is the $83.40. And then you would have to enter how you were going to pay for all of this. Please note that there is a checkbox here that indicates that you have read and you say you're going to agree to these policies. It's important that you read those policies, so just don't say yes and move along, because you may be agreeing to something that you really don't want to agree to. So do make sure that you look through those before you say yes. Once done, you're going to click next. You'll notice I am not going to click next here, but it will indicate that everything is done. It'll give you a receipt. You can print the receipt. And then you'll start to receive information from hostmonster.com indicating to you how you gain access to your website. And those will usually come in the form of an email address, or excuse me, an email being sent to your email address. It's critical that you get those and act upon them, and also make sure that you save them before deleting them, and in fact probably don't delete them at all. So that's hostmonster.com.